What is up, everybody? Welcome to DFS by the Numbers. This is my betting breakdown video for UFC Vegas 37. We have Anthony Smith going against Ryan Spann, and as always, we're going to be breaking down these fights from a betting perspective and a betting perspective only. If you want a further, more in-depth breakdown on why I like which fighter, on why I'm betting what, please check out my full card breakdown and predictions I posted earlier in the week, as well as a live stream that I posted after the weigh-ins on Friday. Go check out both of those if you have not yet. I will be going live 1 hour prior to when the prelims start. The prelims do start at 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. We will be going live at 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time doing our live stream called Best Bet, where we basically give our best bet for each and every fight on the card. Very nice to get another perspective, a couple other perspectives on there as well, so check that out. That'll be at 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time on fight day. So I say we get into it. There are some fights that I'm going to kind of skim over that I have zero interest in from a betting perspective. I'll touch on what kind of sticks out, and I'll touch on my bets as well. I don't think I'll be adding anything after this video, but if I do, check out my Twitter, DFS_numbers. Instagram is DFS by the Numbers. I'll be always posting my bets there on fight day. So, first fight of the night, Whitmire versus Goldie, and this is a pass. Big pass here for me. I'm going to pick Goldie in terms of a pick. I think she's going to be able to stuff the takedowns on the feet. I like her volume, but I can definitely see Whitmire getting this fight down to the mat, having success. Another thing you got to worry about with Whitmire is she's been submitted 4 times, and although Goldie has no submissions on her record, she is a purple belt in BJJ, so two fighters you really can't trust, especially the Whitmire side here. I'm going with Goldie as far as a pick, but there's no way I'd ever bet this fight. Like none of the props even stick out as well. So pass for me on the first one. As far as a pick, I'll go with Goldie though. Alateng Haley going against Gustavo Lopez. I'm on the Alateng side. I do like Alateng to win by decision as well. No bet on this one for me, but I do think that he can mix in the takedowns here. Gustavo Lopez can be taken down. I think Alateng will win minutes on the mat just by controlling Gustavo Lopez. The only thing with that is Gustavo Lopez is very dangerous on the mat, very dangerous in general. Gustavo Lopez actually has a 92% finish rate, and I was kind of looking at the under or fight doesn't go to decision earlier in the week, but just seeing how tough Alateng looked against Casey Kenny. Casey Kenny landed a ton of shots, was not able to get him out of there. I'm not so sure Gustavo Lopez is as well. And you take a look at the Alateng side, he's not really much of a finisher himself, only a 50% finish rate. So I guess I'm going to go Alateng by decision, which is plus 160. I really have no interest in betting that, to be honest. But as far as a straight pick, I will go Alateng. So no action on the first 2 fights of the night for me, but I do have action on the third fight of the night. Carlston Harris going against Impa Kasaganay. I'm going with another underdog pick and an underdog bet here in Carlston Harris. Carlston Harris, I got him at plus 134. And I have 1 unit on that. The line has ever so closed in throughout the week, and I think he's like sitting at minus 105 now. But yeah, I like Harris. He's somebody you can feel pretty comfortable betting on. He's somebody that's going to go out there and fight to his strength. The strength is going out there, getting the fight down to the mat. Solid wrestler, very good grappler. I think he can, push the pace. I think he can hold Impa against the cage, take him down here and there. And if he does take Impa down, I think he's going to have a lot of success. Harris's submission game is absolutely legit, and Impa has never fought anybody, nearly the caliber of grappler, wrestler as, Carlston Harris. I went through the tape of Impa, watched every fight I could, and there's just nobody that was going to go out there and consistently try to take him down like a Carlston Harris is. I think Carlston Harris has a good opportunity to win minutes of this fight. I mean, Impa's path to victory is going to be keeping this at range, and that's just not how Carlston Harris fights. Carlston Harris, fights to his strength. Like I said, he goes in there, he goes for takedowns early and often. If he gets his takedown stuffed, he goes again, and he goes again and again and again. And I've seen him attempt over 20 takedowns in a fight before. I've seen him win fights just holding guys against the cage. And like I said, when he does get guys to the mat, he is very dangerous. And I have seen Impa taken down, pretty much in a lot of fights. He got taken down by Buckley, got taken down in the Contender Series a few times as well. And I think if Harris gets him down, it's going to be big trouble. So give me Carlston Harris to win. And I do have an underdog play on him, plus 134, 1 unit on that. All right, moving on. Erin Blanchard going against Sarah Alpar. So I do have a 3-leg parlay I'll talk about at the end, and she is in that parlay. But yeah, I like Blanchard here quite a bit. I was debating playing her inside the distance. It opened up plus 285 on a book that I don't have access to. I would have loved that line, but now I see it at plus 185. At that point, I'm going to pass. Blanchard, 50% finish rate, and we saw how tough Sarah Alpar was in her last fight. So I can definitely see Blanchard getting a finish, but I can also see Sarah Alpar kind of surviving and Blanchard winning a decision. So I stayed away from the props in this one. Ultimately did put Blanchfield in a parlay that I'll talk about later. I think she gets it done. I think she has Alpar covered pretty much everywhere outside of maybe the size and outside of maybe the wrestling. But, Blanchfield's the better grappler, the much better striker. She has, fought good competition outside of the UFC. Fighters like Tracy Cortez, fighters like Victoria Leonardo, where she knocked her out, fighters like Kay Hansen, who's also in the UFC. So, she's definitely tested, and I do think this is a fight that she's more than capable of winning. And I think she could get a finish, but I just don't like the line, to be honest, where it's at now. If you got it early, if you got Blanchfield inside the distance at plus 275, I think that's great, but plus 185, I'm going to pass her, but I do like her to win the fight. Montel Jackson, JP Bae have another bet here. It's going to be the fight doesn't go to decision, minus 200. Actually, there's a lot better prices at other books out there. I saw minus 185, minus 187, minus 197 as well. So I did get one of the worst prices out there, and I kind of expected this line to move throughout the week, and it hasn't really done so. And this just makes no sense to me because JP Bae's, not only is he coming in on short notice, not only is he coming in, up a weight class, he's never been to decision ever in his entire career. 100% finish rate for JP Bae. When he does win, it is inside the distance, and he has been finished in all 3 of his losses. There was even a win on his record that was ruled a disqualification win, a fight where he was just seconds away of getting finished in that fight, but his opponent hit him in the back of the head, and he got a disqualification win there. So when he does win, it's inside the distance, and when he does lose, it is inside the distance as well. I saw Montel Jackson wins inside the distance at minus 175. I saw the fight doesn't go to decision at minus 200. I ultimately went with the fight doesn't go. Kind of covers both sides. If JP Bae is going to win, it's going to be in the first round. Outside of the first round, I don't think JP Bae has much to offer. He slows down tremendously, and it seems like he does, slow down to a point where, opponents are just able to, finish him in that second and third round. So I think it can kind of be a situation where I think Jackson can get him early for sure, but if he does not get him out of there early, I think it's only a matter of time in that second round where JP Bae does slow down. Short notice, up a weight class. He's somebody that gasses out full camp at his normal weight class, so expecting him to definitely gas out against a much bigger Montel Jackson here. But yeah, 2 units, fight doesn't go, minus 200. Rong Zhu going against Brandon Jenkins. Yeah, no action here. I guess what stuck out to me was going to be the finish rates of both guys. Rong has an 89% finish rate. Jenkins has an 87% finish rate. Rong has been finished 3 times by submission. Jenkins has been finished once by sub and once by knockout. So I was looking at the under 2.5. It was like minus 125. After watching tape on Jenkins, though, I decided to pass there. Jenkins is very, very, very tough. He's only been knocked out once in a handful of fights. So I can definitely see a finish either side here, but it's just going to be really hard to see Rong Zhu knocking him out here. I'm going to say Rong Zhu does win, but he wins by decision, actually, which is plus 215, but just not much interest in this fight in general. I actually think the line is way off. Rong Zhu is, minus 200, minus 290 on some books, minus 300. I saw it on another book as well, which just seems way off for a guy untested and unproven as Rong Zhu here. But I'll take Rong Zhu to win by decision. No interest in that fight whatsoever. Moving up, speaking of no interest in the fight, Piana Kienza going against Raquel Pennington. I'll take Pennington to win. I kind of thought she'd be the dog here. Everybody's on Kienza in terms of, she's a really hyped fighter. People like her. But yeah, we see Pennington minus 125. She's fought the much better competition. I think she's going to be able to push Kienza against the cage, make it dirty, take her down here and there. If Kienza is going to win, it's going to be at range, and she can have success there for sure. It's just I think Pennington's going to have success clinching up and taking her down there, winning a decision there. Pennington by decision plus 110. What I actually did was I put the fight goes to decision into a Hail Mary parlay. Both girls are not finishers. Kienza had 18% finish rate, Pennington 39%. So I did that. I mean, outside of that, I really don't have interest in this fight. I think it goes the distance. I think it's going to be close, but I'll take Pennington as far as a pick. Moving up, Tafon and Chukwu going against Mike Rodriguez. I want nothing to do with this fight as well. They do have the fight goes to decision minus 190. I think I saw the under 2.5 at like minus 160. And there's money coming in on the over in the fight goes to decision. So I'm going to sit back and wait. If money keeps coming in on those overs and those fight goes to decisions, I'll definitely take a look at the fight doesn't go. I think this fight does finish one way or another. Tafon, 80% finish rate. Mike Rodriguez, a 100% finish rate. I'm actually picking Mike Rodriguez to win here. I'd never bet him, but I'm picking him as far as a pick. He's going to be the much bigger guy. Tafon is coming up a weight class. He's fought at middleweight in his 2 UFC fights. He did fight at light heavyweight on the Contender Series, but he did fight another middleweight on the Contender Series there. So he's going to be undersized here. Mike Rodriguez, huge height advantage. huge reach advantage, and I think he's the better striker. I really do. So give me Mike Rodriguez to win the fight, but am I going to put money on him? No, I am not. Can't trust him. Can never trust Mike Rodriguez, but I will pick him as far as a pick, but don't want to put money on it. Joaquin Buckley going against Antonio Arroyo. I think Arroyo's live here. I think he really is. The only problem is this guy is so untrustworthy. He has about 3, maybe 4.5 minutes of cardio at most. One of the worst cardios I've ever seen in the UFC. So if he does not get Buckley out of there early, he probably does lose. There's no way I'd bet Buckley at minus 190. He's been knocked out 3 times. Arroyo's never been knocked out. Buckley has no submissions on his record, and the only time Arroyo has lost inside the distance, it was by submission. So is Buckley going to be the first one to knock out Arroyo? Maybe, but it's dog or pass for me. In terms of a pick, I'm going to take Buckley to win just because Arroyo, if he does not finish Buckley early, he's going to lose. But I will say that I think Arroyo is very live in this first round. Arroyo inside the distance plus 270. Arroyo in round 1 could be something to look at as well. But in terms of this fight, another fight that I'm more than happy to pass on. Moving on, we have Tony Gravely going against Nate Maness. I like Gravely here. I bet him a couple weeks ago. I got him at minus 165, 2 units on. He's now around minus 200. Yeah, I really like him in this matchup. He averages 6 takedowns per 15 minutes. Maness, his takedown defense looks really good. But when he does get taken down, I really questioned his get-up game, and I questioned his ground game on bottom as well. Johnny Munoz Jr. was able to take him down twice out of like 16 takedown attempts. So he was able to stuff 14 takedown attempts from Johnny Munoz, but there is a massive, massive skill in terms of the wrestling between Johnny Munoz Jr. and Tony Gravely. Gravely is a legit wrestler, and I think he's going to be able to have success taking down Maness in this fight. On the feet, I don't think it's too big of a wide margin in favor of Maness. I actually think it's very close considering Maness doesn't throw anything. He's very, very low volume, has some power, but he just doesn't throw much at all. Opponents are able to easily outland him, and yes, he's able to find that knockout shot here and there. He has some power, but is he going to be the first one to knock out Tony Gravely, who's never been knocked out? I don't think so. So really struggling to find a path to victory here for Maness. I don't see him stuffing takedowns. I don't see him outlanding Tony Gravely on the feet. Could he be the first one to knock out Gravely? Maybe. Leaning towards no. Is he going to submit Tony Gravely? Maybe. But I think Gravely does get it done. And I think Gravely does get it done. Maybe inside the distance, but I'll say probably decision for Gravely, which is plus 110. But yeah, ultimately I did take the 2-unit shot. I'm at minus 165. Arman Tsarukyan, Christos Giagos. So I do have Tsarukyan in that 3-leg parlay I was mentioning. I do think Tsarukyan does get it done here. He is now minus 850. I saw him at minus 1,000 on a book as well. And I also took a half-unit shot on Tsarukyan wins inside the distance at plus 160. I see plus 175 out there. So Tsarukyan has no finishes in his 4 UFC wins, but that definitely does not mean that he cannot get a finish here. Giagos has been finished a ton of times, 4 by submission, 1 by knockout. Tsarukyan puts on a pace that I do not think that Giagos is going to keep up with. Giagos a 50% takedown defense. Giagos a very poor gas tank as well. I think Tsarukyan is going to find the finish late here. I think a 3rd round prop is live for sure, but yeah, I took Tsarukyan inside the distance, and I also have in a parlay. Just really struggle to see a path to victory for Giagos here outside of something crazy happening. So give me Tsarukyan for the win, and yeah, do like him inside the distance as well. Ariana Lipsky going against Mandy Baum. No interest here. I was tempted on betting Baum, but I'm just going to pass here. Making her UFC debut. I kind of want to see her fight, somebody that, some better competition here, like a Lipsky. Lipsky, I do see a ton of holes in her game. Is Baum going to be somebody to exploit them? Potentially. I'm picking Baum to go out there and potentially take down Lipsky, expose that 42% takedown defense, but we'll see what happens. Not much confidence either way. I think it's a fight I do want to stay away from. I like the fight doesn't go to decision, and the under a while ago, I think it opened up at like plus 200 and something crazy like that, but now we see the fight doesn't go to decision at plus 150, and now I just don't have any interest there. So big pass for me. I'll pick Baum, though, to get the upset, but I don't really want to trust a fighter making her UFC debut with my money here, but I'll take her to win. Co-main event, Ion Cutelaba going against Devin Clark. I do have 2 bets here. I saw this prop really stuck out to me. Plus 290 for Cutelaba to win in round 1. 0.75 units on that. And I also did a quarter unit on Cutelaba winning in round 2. just in case it does get to round 2, but I don't think it does. I think Cutelaba finishes Clark in the first round here. Clark's been finished in all 5 of his losses. Clark very hittable. Clark very chinny. I think Cutelaba goes in here and destroys him in that first round. Cutelaba, a 93% finish rate. You look through his record, I think all of his finishes, pretty much all of them, come in that first round as well. So yeah, I thought that price was way off. I'm going to take a 0.75 unit shot on that. And if it does get into the second round, I'm hoping Cutelaba can finish then in that second round, which is plus 900 there. So a total of 1 unit on Cutelaba finishing within the first 2 rounds. That'd be sweet there. And then finally, Anthony Smith going against Ryan Spann. My last bet of the night is going to be the fight does not start round 5. I got it at minus 145, 2 units on it. This was a play I gave out on my main event deep dive with Uncle Weezy on Monday, and this line has ever since then been smashed tremendously. I mean, this line has definitely got out of hand, but you can definitely understand why. This fight's going to finish inside the distance. This fight probably does finish before round 5. And what I also did with the fight does not start round 5 is I did sprinkle Anthony Smith wins in round 5 just in case it gets there at 25-1 plus 2,500, and I put a quarter unit on that. So don't really care who wins, to be honest. I'm going to pick Spann to get the win early, but it's, it can go either way. Either Spann's able to get the early finish or Smith's going to get the late finish. Simple as that. Spann's going to, knock out Spann's going to knock out Anthony Smith early, or Smith's going to weather the storm like he does more often than not and get that late finish. I'm personally going the Spann side in terms of a pick, but I really don't care who wins. I just need a finish in this fight. So that's about it. I'll quickly go over my bets here, and then we'll get out of here. Carlston Harris, 1 unit, plus 134. Tony Gravely, 2 units, minus 165. Anthony Smith, Ryan Spann. Fight does not start round 5. Minus 145, 2 units on that. Quarter unit sprinkle on Smith wins in round 5, plus 2,500. Jackson Bae's fight doesn't go to decision, 2 units. Cutelaba wins in round 1, plus 290, 0.75 units. Cutelaba wins in round 2, a quarter unit, plus 900. And then the parlay I was talking, Arman Sarukian wins inside the distance, half a unit, plus 160. And then the parlay I was talking about, Arman Sarukian, Erin Blanchfield, and then Talas Santos for next week, 266, going against Roxanne Modafferi, 1.25 units, minus 123. So that's my action. Feeling pretty good. Don't think I'll add anything on, but if I do, like I said, check out the Twitter, check out the Instagram, DFS_numbers Twitter, DFS by the numbers Instagram. I'll be posting my plays there today. Check out the live stream 1 hour before the prelims start. I'll be giving the best bet for each and every fight. Me, along with Uncle Weezy and Narco Cop. So yeah, that's about it. If you guys can leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you have not yet. And yeah, we'll talk to you soon. Oh, Sunday on Pub Sports Radio, me and Uncle Weezy will be going live at 6:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Going to be bumping it up 1 hour due to Sunday Night Football. And we're going to be talking some UFC 266. So yeah, that's about it, guys. Good luck, and we'll talk to you very soon. See you.